Ready to start another Precut Mania quilt? Here we go. What you're going to need: one jelly roll. I'm using Me and My Sister on the bright side. One charm pack. Our pattern from Fat Quarter Shop. Oh, can y'all see? Don't know that y'all can see. From Fat Quarter Shop. You're going to need my project tracker, which you can find in my Etsy shop. You may need an additional notes page. Oh, sorry, not that page. I double printed. And you may need the fabric swatch page that's part of that kit, my quilt planner kit. All right, guys, let's get started. Okay, guys, so we're at the cutting table. Let me turn on some light, some additional lighting. It has been storming here all week. We have so much rain. It's ridiculous. My chickens need floaties. It is so wet out there. So this is called the Jelly Roll Twist pattern from a Fat Quarter Shop. It is a free pattern. I will link it down below for you guys. So what you're going to need, of course, is the jelly roll, one charm pack or 42 5-inch squares. I actually have 2 of these, but we're only going to use this. I've had this in my stash forever. And that's what we're doing this year, is that I am trying to use, and there's my bud. What you doing, buddy? Huh? What you doing, big boy? What you doing? Huh? Grayson is a ham. He likes to be in the videos. Don't you, big guy? Don't you? Okay, you're going to need 5/8 yards of binding, and Grayson's standing on it where I can't see it. 3 1/3 yards of backing fabric. This is going to make a quilt that is 51.5 by 60 inches. And of course, you can always add more and make a bigger quilt. What, baby? What? Mwah! Mommy loves her big boy. Mama loves her big boy. So the first thing that we're going to do is the twist block. We're going to go and count out 17 of our strips. Always, I'm kind of nervous about diving into these. I don't know about you guys. Let me move you guys just a little bit so you can actually really see what's going on. Let me move you guys like right there. Hopefully that gives you a much better look. And I save all of this. I always save this ribbon that your jelly roll is tied with, if you want to call it ribbon. It's really good to use in your junk journal. So if you're a paper crafter, save that. This is going to go on my sheet, on my swatch sheet, my project tracker, my swatch sheet. I am actually going to glue this down on here. And Grayson said, I've had enough of your stuff, I'm leaving. You're not petting me, you're just ignoring me. Sorry guys, I gotta find my glue. I usually keep it right over there. And that way I'm keeping up with the fabrics that I'm using on each of my projects. So I don't know which side I want, because this tells me that it is the jelly roll, but I don't think it matters. So I'm just going to glue this down on my fabric swatch sheet. Whoops. Like that. And I'm going to check the box. I don't have a single pencil over here. I do have this little marker. No, not that. That. A little marker. And it is a pre-cut. So I'm going to choose that that is a pre-cut. And then my charm pack. Do the same thing with the charm pack. Take it apart. And then I'm going to tear it right down through there. And place that. Don't really need that. And put a little glue on it. I'm really doing really good about keeping up with the quilts that I make this year. And I'm way far behind on my block of the months, like super, super far behind on block of the months. But vacation, it'll be coming up in May, the end of May, and I plan on using a lot of that time to get caught up. Okay. All right. So, and if we have any of our like that. And keep my project tracker with it. There we go. So now, the first thing they want you to do is cut 7 strips of 2.5 inch wide fabric for your binding. I'm not going to do that because this is one of the quilts that's going to be given away in our giveaway. So, or my giveaway, 2,500 subscriber. I still have to do a video on that with all the rules. So make sure that you tell your friends, and their friends tell their friends, and their friends tell their friends, tell all your quilty friends to come on over, subscribe, and like my channel. Please comment. Please click that thumbs up button if you can. And when I reach 2,500 members, we're going to be doing a giveaway. I'm not that far away. Like 800 people. So that's my goal, is to reach 2,500 subscribers. All right, guys. So now we open up our jelly roll and we need to assemble 2 different A fabric strips. So, and we're going to make 17 of those. So, oh, this is beautiful. So I know that I want to use that. Let's pair it with this beautiful purple. Okay, and then I want to choose that. I do have some white in here, but I may save those. And I'm going to do 2. So there's 2 of our 17. I want to put these blues together. Okay, let's take this really pretty purple here and let's pair it. You can go through and, you know, divvy out your strips however you want to. There's 3. I could clip them together, couldn't I? But that would be way too easy. There's some purple, some pink. Oh, I like that pink. Oh no, let's do this like gingham looking pink. Let's do that. You're not going to use the whole jelly roll, is from what I understand. Oh, and I'm going to pair that with this beautiful yellow. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. It would help if I put them like all together. I think this is really fun to watch how people pick their fabrics, and you know how you pick and choose your fabrics. There we go. Now I can tell what I have. Okay, so let's go with another pretty yellow. Oh, my leg is itching. That's a yellow. And then we have the whites. Okay, you have a lot of whites. So I am going to pick this color to go with that. So there's those 2. Pink is like one of my favorite colors, guys. I love pink. Grayson gave me up for a bad job. He went in the house. He went, okay, let's see here. I love purples. I love pinks. So let's pair that and this pink together. And let's go ahead and use this pink. So there's going to be a lot of pink. A lot and lots of pink. Same thing. And these strips will be left over to use in another project. So let's get some more of this beautiful blue. I love this blue. So let's do this blue. But yeah, we have so much rain. I'm just so thankful that we were under a tornado warning last night, but they ended up canceling it because it didn't manifest, I guess. Thank goodness it didn't manifest. And yes, we were up at midnight. My daughter called and woke us up, and her, I guess, fiance called and woke us up and said, hey, y'all need to get up. You need to go turn on the weather and be weather aware, go to your safe space. And yeah, we got up and they had ended up canceling the warning. But we're supposed to get some really bad weather off and on today. It's yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's do 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm just going to lay them out here. 16. And let's use this really pretty one, 17. So we're going to use all of those. And I'm going to put that one with that one. I'm going to end up using quite a few of these whites. So let's see here. I want the whites that have like a lot of movement, I guess, to it. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't want it white. So I'm going to put those two together. Oh, and I love the polka dot. I love polka dots. And then let's put that one with that one. And now, let's see here. Let's do, that's a white. Oh, do I want that one with that one? This is such pretty fabric. It's beautiful fabric. Okay. So I'm going to do, I think, that one with that one. So now we should have our 17 pairs. And we're going to take them to the sewing machine. And we're going, okay, so we're going to sew these all together. The 2 strips. We're going to make 17 of them. So let me move over to the sewing machine and you can join me there. Okay, let me just grab these. Meet you there in a second. Whoops, sorry, Grayson. Okay, my lovelies, we are all set up now. Let's sew a couple strips together. This is a wonderful, wonderful beginner quilt right here. So you're just going to take your strips, line up your selvages, just like that. Let me change my foot. Let me do that right quick because I'm using a Bernina 770 QE Plus, and you have a couple different options that you can choose to use. My 97D foot, and then you have the 57D foot that has this guide on it, if y'all can see that. It really helps you to, I didn't like this foot when I first got it, I'll just be honest with you. And I have since been making myself use it, and it really does help you to achieve your 1/4 inch. Whoops, I'm reaching back there for the presser foot release thing because my other machine, you raise and lift the presser foot. So, and then just so, make sure my table's all the way over. We're just going to sew down through here 1/4 inch. Make sure you stay kind of lined up. So guys, Precut Quilt Mania is going to post every other week because I am going to start a new series using my new AccuQuilt system that I just purchased this past week. Oh, I'm so excited about the AccuQuilt system. I think I'm going to have so much better results, and the reason why I think that is that I did a sew along with Cotton Cuts, and they pre-cut all of their fabric using an AccuQuilt system. So when you get their monthly block of the month, or their mystery quilt, it's a puzzle mystery quilt, and when you get that block, or that block for that month that you're making, or blocks, sometimes you're making more than one, it's all pre-cut. That was the best quilt I have ever made. Everything lined up perfectly, everything, it was just amazing at what a difference that made, because I'm not the most accurate rotary cutter in person. I'm big enough to admit that and tell y'all that. So I'm really, really excited about having the AccuQuilt system. I splurged, and I can't wait for us to start diving in and using that. I think the very first project is going to be the sampler quilt. Just so I can get used to using the machine. And I've also designed a quilt. You know, I like designing my own quilts. And I want to learn how to adapt patterns that you may already have for use with your AccuQuilt system, with your cubes. So I have the cube system. I don't have all of the angles and corners. I have the complete set for the 9-inch because they were on sale and I went ahead and got them. But I don't have the angles and corners for the rest of the cubes. But I'm going to be picking those up a little bit here and there. And then those videos will post on the opposite weeks as the Precut Mania. So this is going to post every other week, and then the AccuQuilt series will post on the following week, on the opposing week, or whatever you want to call it. All right, guys, it's as simple as that. You just stitch down your jelly roll, and once we get these stitched, you are going to press up, it looks like towards your lighter fabric. So we're going to press towards our lighter fabric, and it doesn't look like really anything's going to line up. No, we're not going to have to match any seams in our rows. Just as we go across, we'll have to match seams. So yeah, I think this is a very doable pattern that you can do in a weekend. All right, guys, meet you back here in a bit. Okay, guys, so all of my strips are now sewn together and pressed, and I pressed towards the darker fabric. I'm gonna put that in my apron pocket so we can have it. So now the next thing we have to do, and luckily we just had another huge line of storms just roll through. It was pretty intense. I don't get afraid of storms. I'm not afraid of thunderstorms. This scared me. The barometric pressure dropped so fast that my ears wanted to pop so bad that it kind of made me dizzy, and the trees were whipping around. I don't know if it was a tornado that passed over that just didn't touch the ground, but that scared me. That was a little scary for me. And like I said, I'm not afraid of storms. I actually love thunderstorms, but that kind of scared me. Okay, but anyway, it's thundering and it's lightning, and I unplugged my sewing machine just in time. I had just finished sewing these, so I went and did laundry, ate some lunch, and now we're ready to proceed to the next step. So the next step is that we need to pick 11 strip sets, which we are going to cut down into 4.5 by 9-inch rectangles. So let's choose 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, I think I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so there's 11, but I have a whole bunch of these. I'm gonna pull out 2 of these and swap them with 2 other colors in here. So, because somehow I always end up with one color more than another color. And then let's choose maybe, because there's a lot of this really pretty blue. So let's take this one and add in there, and let's add these 2 back. Okay, I have yellow. Okay, I think that'll work. I have 2 yellow in there, but I think that'll be fine. Okay, and I'm gonna lay these strip sets over here. Sorry, I know I'm off camera. I'm gonna grab this chair and lay these across the top of the chair don't know that we can cut 2 at a time. I don't think we would be able to. So, and I know you probably can't see past Grayson, who has now decided this is the place to take a nap. So I'm just folding my strip in half. It says that we should get 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we should get 4 out of this unit. And I'm just going to line it up together. And I know y'all are kind of far away. There is no really good way for me to record here on my cutting table. There's just not a really good way to record right here. And I know, like I said, I know you guys are kind of far away. Grayson is in the way. Okay, let's cut the selvage off. So we should already, the width of our fabric this way should already be 4.5. So all we have to do is cut lengthways into 9.5-inch, 9-inch rectangles. Not 9.5, but 9. So I'm going to, now that I've cut that selvage off, I'm just going to spin that around. Still all good and lined up. And I'm going to place my 9-inch mark on my ruler. Make sure everything stays good and lined up. I'm going to cut 2. So there's 2. Actually, I'm going to get my little wider ruler just because that would make me feel better. And now, apparently I didn't cut straight or something. Like I said, I struggle with a rotary cutter, guys. Struggle. All right. I can't wait to start quilting with the AccuQuilt. That's going to be so much fun. Okay, let's see if I got that squared off. And then let's do 9. Whoops. Okay, 9. Now it looks like I have a piece left over, which is going to go in our scrap basket. So now I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. So I got 4 cuts, and then this piece left over is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 7 inches. So that's okay. And then we'll lay it off to the side. All right. And you might could line up. Let's see here. Wonder if Grayson would let me move him. What do y'all think? Y'all think I need to move the cat? I think I need to move the cat. Let me put him down here in the chair. Come here, big boy. Oh, help me, it's Mama's big boy. Yes, him is. Yes, him is. Lay down right there. Oh yeah, he's mad. He got down and he's leaving. What you doing, babe?
I'm getting me some ramen noodles.
Okay. And then we're going to line it up on our mat. Bring that over just a little bit so I can cut off those selvages like that. Whoops. There we go. That little ruler doesn't go up that far.
Peppy, come back inside.
Yeah, Peppy's in here. I don't know where she is. She's over here laying on my cover for my sewing machine.
Oh.
Where she's not supposed to be. All right, perfect. Okay, so 9. Put those there. And make sure our fabric stays lined up with the lines on our mat. You can do 9 again. That way we get a square cut. And
You're such a good kitty. Yes, you are.
alright, so we got to square this edge up. The power's flickering. There we go.
Well, put your head in there.
Okay, 9, and stay nice and lined up. And so I'm going to get way more than 4 out of this. And then this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And that will go in my string quilt. Okay, that's what I'm going to cut up my 17 strips, and I'll meet you back here for our other strip sets, which we're going to cut into 4.5 by 5 inches. But I'll join you back here in a few minutes. Okay guys, so now we're to cutting. I went ahead and cut 4 of my strips. So now we're going to cut the last 2 strips together. And I have found that it's easier if I make where my seams are to lay my strips with one of the seams pointing this way and one of the seams pointing that way. I don't know, it just seemed to make a difference. Maybe it didn't, and it's all in my head. I don't know. I really hope you guys are enjoying this series of quick, fun, easy pre-cut quilts. If you're looking for a quick and easy quilt to make, you could absolutely make this quilt from start to finish in a weekend, quilting and all. I've had to stop because, you know, I've had laundry to do, the weather outside. Don't know if I'm going to be able to sew once we get this cut. It's still thundering. I don't see it lightning anymore, but you know, where there's thunder, there's lightning. So, I made Grayson mad when I made him get off of the table where you guys could see. He was not happy about that. So now we need 42 of these, and you're only supposed to cut 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you know what? I'm not cutting right. So we need, I got to go back and cut some more off those other strips. Whoopsie daisy. So that's 5, and 7 and 5 is 12. So let me cut it at the 12 mark. And then cut it at the 17 mark. $22. Just wonder why I had so much fabric left over. I'm like, gosh, this is a lot left. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Grayson's in a box over there. Five and 5 is 10, so we'll cut this at the 10. And we'll cut it at the 15. Whoops. How many did we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Line it up. Probably gonna have to straighten this edge up again. Okay. And then 20. And that should get us all that we need. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, that has 7 of those, and we have this little piece left over, which goes in our stack over there. And I'm going to grab these two, now that I realize what I did, which, can't believe I did that. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. If it can be messed up, Elizabeth Ann can do it. I can tell you that. And I'm going to line it up on the 5. Line my fabric up. I am going to straighten this edge. Keep them phalanges out of the way, because that is cutting at an awkward angle. I'd never suggest that you do that. Please don't ever do that. Do not follow that example. That was a bad example. Didn't feel like it cut all the way through. And then 15. And we're ready to start assembling our block. This was such a fun, such an easy project, and I'm ready for a hard project. So there's 1, 2, there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and let's do one more at 7. So I'm really thinking, I do believe I have everything to make it. That looks like that is splaying out. We don't want that like that. To make the piece and planning sampler quilt. And I'm thinking about that may be our next sew along together too. Because I really want to make that quilt. And I have all the fabrics, I think. I may have to add some background fabric to it. And I'm going to be using my AccuQuilt dies to cut those pieces, so I need to really read through the pattern, figure out what dies I need, what the finished size is supposed to be of each block. I thought I heard my phone cut off. I was just looking at it. And we can start cutting the fabric for that. So if you have that book, I like a complicated project too. I like something that's challenging. This is super, super fun. I'm super enjoying doing this series with you guys. And we are going to have an AccuQuilt beginner series too. I'm not going to renege on that. But I do like to do something that's a little more complicated, a little more challenging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 and 7. You know, a good mindless sewing project is excellent to decompress with. It's a fabulous thing. Okay, so we have those. I have my charm packs over there. So before we go and get in the fun, these little pieces that we cut off right here, some of these, like they have a good bit of fabric on them. Well, I can do this later. I don't have to do it right now. But I'm going to take these little pieces and I'm going to add them on here, I think. I may have to cut them apart. Just so I have some samples of what the fabric actually looked like, you know. And I'll do that and I'll show you what it looks like. Well, some of these had a good bit of fabric on them, some of them didn't. And then I just take my little glue stick. I probably did way too much at one time, but we'll put that on there. We'll put that one on there. We'll put that one on there. And then I have that one. And that way I can remember when I go back in time to look, hey, what did that fabric look like? What colors were in that? And now I have a little representation, a sample of what was in that jelly roll. This is a really good piece to save right here. And like I said, I'm not looking for perfection here at all. Whoops. Come out of there. Because I'm the only person who's gonna should be the only, well, until, you know, I depart this earth. And then my children have a mess to clean up, let me tell you. They're not gonna be happy with me. Well, I don't know where that came from. Don't know where that came from. Whoop, I already have a piece of that. I don't have a piece of that. And let's put a piece of that. So this is how I use it. And I put samples of my fabric on there. And then it all stays together in my binder. And you can actually go to the back page if you wanted to add more. And we could add a few more pieces on there. I mean, this is going to go in the bin anyway. So what a wonderful use and a record. Some of these are just repeats, you know, of the fabric we already got. And some of them don't have a lot of fabric on there, so you really can't tell what it is. Okay, and then we can just simply turn our paper over, put some glue down, place our swatches on there, like that. Well, if I can get it apart. There we go. Just a couple more. There we go. And then the rest of it I'm not going to worry about, I don't think. I may go add it. I may add it back later. And then there we go. We have it on the back. Okay, let me move you guys over to the sewing machine. And I think we'll be okay to sew. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, my loves. All right, so now we have all of our fabric. Oh, I needed a drink. With the cat hair. So y'all who win one of these quilt tops, remember I have cats. This is a cat-friendly home with Pepper and Grayson. Pep is laying on my thing where she shouldn't be, but she is. And I see cat hair all over it, so I have to clean that off before I put it on the machine. Oh, I forgot I actually unplugged it. There we go. Did I just mess my machine up? Oops. I wasn't patient enough, was I? There we go. There we go. Give Nina just a minute to boot up. Still nursing this cup of coffee, y'all. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to take one of our 5-inch squares, minus the cat hair. And you're going to pair it with like that. So we're going to do that. You can absolutely pin if you want to. Please don't feel like you're not allowed to pin, because you absolutely are. And I lubricated the machine. It's been lubricated. It doesn't think it has been. I mean, I need to probably clean it and do it again. And I didn't change my foot. 57D. There we go. I forgot. So let's just slide that up under there. Do our 1/4 inch stitch. And let's take another. We're going to use all 42 pieces of your charm pack. So we're going to do all 42 pieces. And we can absolutely, like I said, pin this. And it really, I'm laying it out per the pattern, but you could just flop this on any side because your charm pack is spin around. I want to make sure that's lining up. Oh gosh, y'all, I may have to go do some paper crafting because this, the thunder and the lightning. I do have my machine plugged into a surge protector. I do. So I'm going to lay these down here. Can y'all hear it? It just like goes on and on and on. Oh gosh. My daddy just sent me a message that says, can I come over? And I'm like, Dad, why are you asking if you can come over? Just come over. I mean, they just live right across the street. I don't know. Lord have mercy, I don't know sometimes about my parents. Okay. Let's make sure that I'm all lined up. And just like that. So you can line it up like this. You can pop a pin in there if you feel more comfortable. Whoops, if you feel, oh, I was gonna take this off and move it to my other machine, and I forgot. I don't remember which one I just grabbed off of. Do you guys remember which one I just grabbed? I ain't got a clue which one I just took that off of. No clue. I have these first 3 quilt tops put back. These will be put back, I should say. And the rest of the quilt tops that we make during this series and our other series will be for sale in my Etsy shop. So if anybody is interested in purchasing just the quilt top, I don't know when I'll post them, so they're just going to miraculously appear in there. I'll spit that out in a minute. There we go. Let's do the pink with that. But these 2 quilt tops are for the 2,500 subscriber giveaway. Because I don't think reaching 2,500 subscribers is 2,500 subscribers is unachievable. I think that is absolutely achievable, that we can do it. Well, that one's a little long. Probably my cutting. And it ain't probably, it is my cutting. There's no probably to it. Let's go back up here. That was really scary. It was very scary just a little bit ago. And Jimmy didn't even know anything about it. He was out in his shop. His shop doesn't have any windows in it. It's a wood shop. We didn't put windows in it for the reason that he would break the windows out. And he never even knew anything was going on. He didn't. I don't think it matters, Liz. Just sew it together. Just sew it together. Don't think about it. Just stitch it together. Just put them puppies together and let's stitch. All right, guys, I'm going to carry on sewing my charm pack together. This very springy, almost Eastery. It is, isn't it? It's very spring-like, very Easter-like. And I probably need to check the weather and make sure it's not fixing to storm again. We're going to get another, it looked like we just have wave after wave after wave moving through, and it sounds like we have another wave coming. All right, guys, so going to finish stitching. All right, meet you back here. Okay, guys, it's actually the next day. I have now all of my pieces sewn according to our pattern. We should have our B block and then our A block. And I pressed everything towards the B block just like it says. And now we need to add what we can call our C block. And that's going to go along the top just like that. So let's sew a few together. Do I want to? Let's see here. I'm being kind of picky right here, and there's no reason to be. There's absolutely no reason to be. I just didn't want two colors touching that were the same. So you can pop a pin in here, and I may go through and pin a whole bunch of these up. You can just make sure that you get your edges nice and aligned. So you can pop a pin in like that. Or you can make sure that your A block faces the right. This would be the right for me. And you can just line it up like this. And sometimes because these are pinked edges, I'm going to sew my flat side on the bottom. So I can keep an eye. It might be easier to actually sew it with the seams on the bottom. I'm not sure. I just don't want to. I want to make sure that my seams do not twist on me, because sometimes they can flip, and I don't want any flipped seams. So 1/4 inch right down through here, just like that. Take the one we pinned And my seam is on the bottom because I pinned it that way. But actually my seam is facing back towards me, both seams, so they will not flip. There we go. So that's, I'm going to carry on and put these together just like that. Alrighty. And sometimes this piece seems to be a little longer than my unit. By putting it on the bottom, it's going to pull in any excess fabric. So if you put, let's take this one. Hold on one sec. If I can grab a hold of it. So if this unit right here is like a smidge longer than these units, place it on the bottom and your feed dogs will pull in. Even on a nice machine like a Bernina, it will go ahead and pull that little bit of extra fabric. Now it's not gonna pull in like a ½ inch, but like if you're just a smidge over, it will pull that in. Okay guys, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew the rest of these blocks together, going to get them pressed, and then we're ready to start assembling our quilt. Meet you back here in a few minutes. All right guys, back. I now have all of my blocks sewn together, pressed. We are ready to go. There's going to have to be a couple that I'm going to have to trim up, but that's okay. I'm sorry, I was eating a piece of a granola bar. So now we're going to assemble 6 twist blocks, and we're going to make 7 rows. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks across, and we're going to rotate them. So we're going to start with one with a 5-inch square at the bottom, and then one with the 5-inch square at the top, like that. Okay. Oh, and I don't want to put all the pink together, so let's kind of half. There we go. Up at the top, just like that. Okay. We'll do 1 row together, and then I'll hop off and assemble the rest of the rows. Okay, just making sure here. I'm really enjoying doing this series with you guys on really fast, really fun, easy pre-cut quilts, but I am ready to do something a little more challenging. Okay, and then we have, it is exactly the same bottom. I'm making sure I'm even here because like I said, I do have a couple that I'm going to have to trim up. I'm going to have to divide my stacks out just a little bit. And then that one goes up like that. Sew these together. Make sure, am I putting this together right? You can always flip it, I think, if we need to. Okay, and then one more set. I'm gonna half these again. So then I would have one at the bottom like that. This one might need trimmed up just a little bit right there. And it seems like, aha. I'm gonna put that one over there and I'll repress it here in just a second. Okay, so that one will go like that. And then we'll have, I'm trying to get some different colors here. There we go. And then this one will go, not that one. And then this one will go up like that. Okay. Now, as this row's complete, I'm going to just start my next row so I can snip these off. I'm just trying to find a different color, guys. I just want to use to, and then this one will go up, but not that one. Kind of don't want two of the same thing, you know. I may have to go through and sort out my blocks to make sure that I'm grabbing each of my colors. So let's do this one as the start of our second row. You could absolutely go ahead and just sew them all into pairs because it is an even number to each row. And that's probably what I'll do after we assemble this row, is I'll just do them all in pairs. Let's cut that loose. Cut that loose. Okay, and get that off. Whoops. Put that back around there like it's supposed to be. Okay, we'll open it up. Okay, we have that one going down, that one going up, and then our next one should be going down just like that. And I'm gonna have two yellows here together. Do I want two yellows together, or do I want to use, well, doesn't matter, I'm gonna have yellows together either way. All right, I think it's not really going to matter in the grand whole scheme of things. So just line that up. Easy, quick. If you need a quick quilt to give as a gift, a baby shower, a birthday, whatever the case may be, this is the perfect quick and easy quilt that you could whip out in a weekend. And then this one goes up that way. It would be perfect. You could quilt it, machine quilt it, and everything, I do believe, in a weekend. It would be, you know, 2 long days, but you could absolutely, it would be doable. And then let's sew our next unit onto our row. I'm just going to set this one off to the side to be pressed. Okay. We got our uppy, our downy, our uppy, down, up. And then this one should have a down and then the up. Just like that. And this completes our row. This completes row 1, and we need 7 rows. Okay, let me get this started, just like that. And I love that there are no seams to match, none, no seams. It's wonderful. So it is quite the break from, you know, traditional quilting where we have all kinds of seams that need to be matched. And here we have no seams. It's wonderful. So it's a quick, easy, kind of mindless quilt that you really don't have to think about. So if you're just finishing up maybe a sampler quilt of some kind, or a very intricate quilt that you've been working on for months, perhaps some of us work on quilts for years, so this would be something that would be quick, it would be easy, it would just be almost like mindless sewing. And we all need that. We need that creative, mindless outlet to where, you know, we're just doing mindless sewing. Move, Peppy. Peppy is being. Okay, so this is, let me kind of scan it up under there. So this is our first row that is now complete. There you go. And wouldn't it be beautiful to take and do some hand embroidery in these blank squares? Wouldn't that be pretty? That would really make this little quilt shine. So I'm just gonna, I'm gonna set that row over there. Now I'm gonna take and assemble all of my blocks in twos, and then I'll take those twos and join them till I get to the rows, and I'll meet you back here and we'll put our quilt together. Okay, lovelies. All right, all of my rows are now pressed, put together and pressed. It didn't take long at all to do this. So now we are going, let me look at our directions. Hold on one second. Let me see here. Okay, so you alternate your row. I may have a problem here. So it looks like, I'm looking. Okay, so it looks like we have one row where these are all falling down. All right, let me turn it this way because I think I have it backwards. Yes. Okay, so we'd have this row like this, and then the next row will go okay, I'm a little confused here because it's showing, I think I put mine together wrong. I'm not going back and changing it because it's showing that your first row should have the 3 on the top and the 1 on the side. So, and I don't have any of those that look like that. So, yeah, here we go. I do this one. No, I don't. So, but they're put together correctly. I think they're put together correctly. Because my row looks like this one with the 3 on the top and the 2 on the side. Because it looks like you're supposed to alternate between that one. I have to put it in my lap, guys. I don't know if y'all can see or not, but I have to put it in my lap. And then, see, this one would have the 3 at the top, but none on the side. And if I turn it around the other way, it's the same identical thing. Oh, and I see why you do that, because if you don't do that, then these 3 line up. So let me go back. Here's to you guys to save you some time. I'm going to go and change on 1, 2, 3 of these to match this. I'll be right back. So actually, I'm not cutting anything apart right at this moment because I found 2 that actually match. I have 2 that actually go together. So let's put these together. Oh, and I'm on it with my chair. Let me make sure. Yes, this one. Okay, this one with the 3 that has the 2 at the side and the 2 at the top goes first. And then this one goes second. So let's pin these together. I'm going to lay that right there. Oh, maybe I have it messed up. So let's pin these together. And we want our intersections to match up. And if you've done like me and you've pressed them in the same direction, that's okay, because you can move them. You can make them go whatever way you want to at this point in time. So do that one that way. And let's make that one go like that. And I'm probably going to do 1 row at a time. Usually I would chain piece my rows together, like do a whole bunch at one time. But seeing as you have to be careful about which way it goes, I'm probably going to put it together 1 row at a time. Do that. And then let's do this one. What, Peppy? Y'all, it's cold here. We have had over a week of like 70, 80 degree weather. And those really huge storms came through yesterday. Well, this past week, we've had a huge storm system come through. And the temperature has dropped and it is cold outside. my thread is not all the way in its seat. There we go. We want our thread seated correctly. So let's sew. Make sure that our fabric is going the way that we want it to go. Whoop, I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing right there for a second. I think I'm gonna have to take my apron off. It's choking me. It's pulled up. And I love wearing an apron because I like to keep my clothes clean. That's the reason why I wear an apron. You see me on the channel, I usually have on an apron, and it's simply to keep my clothes clean. Spend a lot of money on clothes, and I like to keep my clothes looking, you know, I don't like them stained, and I don't like to get bleach or anything on them, and I can't tell you how many times my apron has saved my clothes. Actually going to match that seam right there. Then okay, let me run this up under there. All right, let's, maybe if I pull my ironing, I just dropped my little iron, and I think it blew out the little bulbs in there. Oh, I don't think y'all still be able to see. So let me press this right quick. So now I have no way to know if it's on or off, which is very irritating. So I've got to give Alyssa a call tomorrow . Okay, I think I got it on now. I think it's on. No. What, Peppy? All right, guys, let me go get my big iron. Okay, guys, here is the completed quilt top. Let me zoom you out just a little bit. Oh, sorry, my feet's in it. I'm still not sure that I put this together correctly, even by following the directions on the pattern. I still think I got maybe some of it wrong. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's done. I'm not taking it apart, and it is absolutely adorable, isn't it? It's a quick and easy sew, something you can absolutely do in a weekend, perfect for a baby quilt, toddler quilt, even something to cover up with on the couch. I love the bright, pretty colors in this quilt. And I really hope you enjoyed sewing along with me. And I'll catch you back here in 2 weeks for another Precut Mania quilt along. Bye for now.